part of it was originally a leaders' assembly, and then Mother changed all the plans and made it a special workshop. So it was really an incredible experience these last 2 weeks. So yeah, where to start? Yeah, I don't know. I've been gone for this whole summer, so it really feels like a long time since I've been back in the community. But yeah, so my experience in Korea started with the marriage blessing workshop. I saw some good friends. I saw Keita-san there. With his beautiful spouse from Ukraine. Also, Angie and Brian, who are So I guess the first part of my testimony is focused on the blessing. It was a really, really beautiful experience to see so many couples from all over the world. We all came together. We had a workshop. We had a little bit before the blessing, and we had the ceremony, and then we also had a little bit after the blessing. And it was beautiful to see these couples who were coming together because they wanted to honor God, they wanted to honor true parents, and make that the center of their relationship. And I saw a lot of international couples and spouses that couldn't communicate very well, just different languages, not because of problems, but I felt very, very blessed. Also, my spouse, she's from Japan. She's half Korean, half Japanese, but she's very good at English, so I feel very blessed about that. And the ceremony itself, the marriage blessing ceremony, was a really special experience for me. We were there. I don't know how many people watched the ceremony. Quite a few. Okay. So we were there in the stadium with 10,000 people. The whole bottom was just full of couples, a couple thousand couples, I think. The back was all the people doing ancestor blessings, so people dressed all in white, and it was a really holy kind of atmosphere. For me, it was really special because my spouse and I, we were chosen to be a representative couple, and so we were on stage and we received our rings directly from True Mother.
Wow!
So yeah, we were just this close from True Mother. I was wearing gloves and she was wearing gloves, so we didn't directly make skin contact. But it was, for me, it was kind of overwhelming. It was like this big stadium, thousands of people, and I was on stage, and like my knees were shaking, and that's kind of this feeling of it's this big ceremony. It's all very like ceremonial, but actually being on stage with your mother, I really felt she was very connected to each of the couples when she handed the rings. And there were 7 of us who received the rings, and then afterwards, she just kind of whispered like, "Congratulations," in Korean, and I really, for me personally, it was really this feeling of. It's like all the whole audience vanished. It felt like it was only us 7 and True Mother there. Like that whole stage was just felt like that was everything that existed in that moment. And we're all standing there, and we're supposed to wait for the MC to tell everyone to face the couples. And True Mother's like, "Okay, turn around." Like, what do we do? MC didn't say anything. Okay. But I really felt she has such a deep love for all the couples. And I was talking to, I know many of us know our brother Kwesi living in Reno. He's a first generation brother, and he told me that he really feels Mother must be so grateful for the second generation couples, and for everyone who chooses to go this path of the marriage blessing, of honoring the tradition that our true parents have given to us. So it was a really special moment for me, and a special moment for my spouse, Chie. So maybe, I guess now we can show the picture. name is Chie Inake. She's from Japan, half Korean, half Japanese. And this picture was taken at Cheonjeonggung. So the day after the blessing, I was gonna join the Leaders Assembly, and so I'd been with the blessing group, and I got to Cheongpyeong, and everyone was talking about like, oh, there's a special 3-day workshop, but no one knows what's going on, and it seemed like literally only Mother knew about it. None of her staff. Nobody, right?
Not one person.
Yeah. So everyone was just like, I was kind of this like confused, anticipating like, what's gonna happen, feeling, but there was this excitement, and so we had a 3-day workshop with all the leaders. We were in the prayer hall in Cheongpyeong, and I've never heard of it before. I guess it's really special to hold, Ansu, Chanyang, and lectures, and to have a workshop in that room. And, yeah, it never happens. And it was really, I don't want to go into too much. I know Reverend Jackson's probably going to talk more about this, but for me personally, it was really, I really felt Mother's seriousness. I felt she trusted the leaders, especially, to really understand how urgent she feels about sharing the marriage blessing, sharing about true parents with the world. And her urgency, to really think of what she can do to really connect to the hearts of the leaders, that we can really understand what she's feeling, that we can go out to the world. So this special workshop was, I think it was in the speech this morning that Reverend Duke prepared in the Anshil service. The Mother was emphasizing how we need to empty ourselves of all our individualism or self-centeredness or our own concepts, and be able to become one with True Mother. And she started out, so on the 3rd day we went to Cheonjeonggung, and we heard True Mother addressing all the leaders, and the first thing that she said was that she doesn't recognize any night or day. For her, there is no night or day. She's always awake, always planning and thinking and preparing and just always, never resting. And I don't know how to describe the atmosphere in the room. There's I think 700 or 800 people, but it was just completely silent. Like the air was like crackling almost. I don't know how to describe it when Mother came on and when she was speaking. And for me, I kind of saw these two different sides of True Mother. For me personally, this experience, her joy and her happiness at the blessing, and her love for all of the couples, and then also her seriousness and her urgency with all the leaders. And so I felt, this is really True Mother's heart. While she has this joy and she has this love, but also she has this urgency to her. And one of one more thing that we did in the workshop was everyone signed a resolution, and I think I'm still kind of not in denial, but I'm still it's really sinking in, this resolution. And one of the points of the resolution was to commit to become a tribal messiah by 2020. And I've always been okay, that's my parents' responsibility, I don't know, I'm not even a blessed couple, I don't know what the blessing is, I don't know how to give holy wine or anything, but I signed it, so. I'm really taking to heart what that means. And I felt this is not just, I was talking with I met with some of the African leaders the day after. They're good friends with my parents, and they were sharing, sometimes we get so caught up in our position. We feel our position is our responsibility. Because I'm a CARP leader, because I'm a pastor, because I'm this or that. As long as I do well in my mission or my responsibility, then that's all I need to worry about. I know I've had that mindset for the past 4 years as a CARP Las Vegas leader, and now I'm working with CARP headquarters. But one of these African brothers said, those are just our positions or our responsibilities, but our identity is to be a tribal Messiah. That's really who we are, and that's what true parents have told us. This is who we are. So in the end, to fulfill our purpose, our identity is to truly become tribal Messiahs. So I'm really trying to take that to heart myself. It was really like a Holy Spirit atmosphere. There's a lot of prayers, a lot of shouting, a lot of just like overwhelming spirit and love. And I feel that's what your mother wants to bring to each of us, to really come alive with the Spirit of God, the Spirit of the principle. And so I'm really excited for the Cheongpyeong that's coming in October.
It's coming.
Yeah.
They're coming.
And I feel it's really True Mother's gift. Yeah. It's True Mother's gift to us, because in a sense, like, we all want to be alive. We all want to be inspired about, the time we're living in, about true parents being here, and about, that we can do something to restore this world. But many times, we feel tired, we feel overwhelmed with, like, how are we going to do this? But I feel True Mother's really giving us a gift with this Cheongpyeong tour to really revive the Holy Spirit within each of us. So, that was my experience. Thank you.